What is up, people? Lateness is greatness, as always. Dirmo's even later than me today, so we'll give him another minute to join. But game week 1 of the Premier League 2021-2022 season is done, and it was wild. It was wild. But first, let me introduce John. Most of you'll know him from Real Ball Talk, quality channel. We've done loads of link-ups with them. Make sure to go check them out. How you doing?
I'm all good, man. Always happy to be here. Good to be back. Yeah, man, missed this. So yeah, man, let's get into it. A lot happened at the weekend.
Yeah, I think we go straight into the pits. We'll go in order. Friday night, the Premier League started off with Brentford Arsenal. 30 Arsenal win, but didn't really go to plan, did it?
No, it didn't. And all of last week, I was saying to my friends, I got Brentford winning 2-1. This is even before I saw the Aubameyang and Lacazette news. And all my friends were like, "Oh, you're being negative as always." And I said, "No, I just feel like with the way Arsenal have been playing pre-season, I could already feel negative vibes around the squad, given the transfer business. Brentford coming up first game of the season. I think it's their first time back in the Premier League since like 1947 or something like that. So for them, it was one of the biggest games of their lives. So yeah, I said 2-1 to Brentford. Obviously, I got it wrong. It was 2-0. But yeah, man, like I'll be honest, I didn't even feel pain. Like Arsenal, I think Petit came out, I think yesterday or the day before, saying like he's actually losing emotion watching Arsenal. I mean, that's been me for about 4 or 5 years. Like Arsenal just.
Yeah,
we're done. We're just done. We're just done. Like it's horrible to see. Horrible goals conceded. We've got a guy who was captain on Friday who, geez, big up the granddam. Jeez, big man, like
big him up. Arsenal got put in a Premier spliff.
Premier spliff. Yeah, man. We did. I can't lie. Just one of those ones where Arsenal slammed up by the fact last time Brentford. Wait, I saw that one. Yeah. Last time Brentford. Arsenal was just. Yeah.
Arsene Wenger was still in charge.
Yeah, I mean, listen, yeah. I mean, all I will say this is, for me, Arsenal was just summed up by the fact that our captain on the day is a guy who's not good enough for the club, never has been good enough for the club, who a few weeks ago was saying the only thing he's thinking about, Arsenal know what I want to do. Rome is a very nice city. He said that with his own words, and we all know who I'm talking about. It's Granit the fraud Shaka. Yeah, he was captain at the weekend, and that pretty much sums Arsenal up. You know what I'm saying? You want to leave 1 second, you're not good enough for the club, and a few weeks later, you're captain and you're getting a pay rise. It's Arsenal to a T. So, yeah, man, I'm already done talking about them, to be honest. Big up them.
World-class midfielder, Granit Xhaka. World-class. No, but apologies for the delay. Completely my fault. My laptop was kind of acting the bollocks there, but we're back. How are the lads?
Lateness is greatness.
Yeah, lateness is greatness. Come on. But I presume we're chatting Arsenal first.
Yeah, Pierre wanted to put me on.
Yeah, we're just going to go in order. So
yeah, I'll happily.
We're just getting straight in from the start.
I'll happily speak Arsenal. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, the funny thing was, we all kind of predicted like Arsenal wouldn't win. Yeah. It wasn't even a big shock. It was kind of. I probably said like a 1-1 draw or maybe a 2-2 draw or something because Brentford might concede a few goals, but I don't know. I said Arsenal would finish 10th this year. Where do you see them? Where he's going to finish, John?
I'm gonna say right now 8th, maybe 9th. Being realistic, it depends how long we keep Arteta. To be honest, because yeah, I just feel like the club is all over the place at the moment. Yeah, I just feel like the club is all over the place right now. I think someone said at the beginning of the summer, like a journalist, he said Arsenal were planning to be one of the biggest overhauls in their history in terms of letting people go. Fam, no one's left.
Yeah, there's so much deadwood. There's
like
so
everyone
much
is
dead
still
wood.
here. Like everyone is still here. Like Bellerin is here. Like I'm hearing Bellerin is so unhappy. He was willing to take a pay cut to leave. Like this is a guy who's not good enough for us, and he's willing to take a pay cut to leave. Like the club is like you can't make it up. Like the only person we've let go is Joe Willock for 25 million, which was decent business.
Decent business,
But
both sides. I think it was like a fair deal,
both
both
sides.
sides.
Yeah, both sides fair deal. But yeah, man, like we are a mess, like a serious mess. Like we signed a centre back who is less than 1 of 2 of every header. Like
Ben White, the
White,
Seaside
like,
Phil Jones. I've seen that on Twitter. I have to
Seaside.
rob that on Twitter. I've seen a few memes on Twitter. He got Tony looked like prime Drogba there. Tony was just that's not even Tony's main part of his game. He's not really. He can do that, but I don't think that's even Tony's game really. Like bullying centre backs. He's more of a classy operator, and he was just backing into him. It was so easy for him.
Yeah, he just bullied him. He just flat out bullied him. Like it's not as often you see it anymore in the Premier League nowadays, because
it's not really used. The long ball.
It's not really used. But from minute one, they just bullied him, and it was a perfect combo because you had Tony on Ben White who couldn't header, and then you had Mbano, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
Yeah, the French lad.
Pablo, the French guy who was on Pablo Mari, who should have scored 2 or 3, and like Pablo Mari can't run, can't turn, can only play on one side. Even he's not that good in the air. Like I don't even know why we signed him on a permanent deal. Like it makes no sense why Pablo Mari is at Arsenal.
I remember
hearing
he was playing Peter. Remember Liverpool played
Flamengo.
He was playing in that World Cup final, the Club World Cup final. And let's be honest, Brazilian league standard is like, what would Brazilian league standard be in comparison with England? Would you say between League One and Championship, or it's hard to judge?
See the issue with a lot of the issue with a lot of South American leagues is the top teams are very good while the rest of the teams are pure muck, and there's not a lot of.
I know what you're saying.
There's not a lot of competition really, so I'd say like the top teams could do well in Championship, maybe even stay up Premier League.
Yeah,
but the bottom teams would be like bog standard League One, like.
Yeah, No, I was just saying because Mari obviously played for them, but it was like I thought Smith Rowe had an okay game. From what I didn't see all the game, I seen about an hour of it. Smith Rowe was I wouldn't even say he was decent. He was just looked bad. Like Xhaka, that was probably I retweeted Yoke on Twitter there of Xhaka. Like the stat is, I'm sure you noticed, John. I don't know if you noticed, Peter. Since Xhaka joined the Premier League, which was what, like 5 years ago or whatever, 4 years ago, he has the most direct errors leading to goals than anyone else.
Jesus.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's not a defender. He's not a keeper either. Like I'm sure you already knew that, John. Like
yeah, I knew that already. Yeah.
How can that be for a CDM, a centre mid? I think he's awful. And he was getting bigged up after that good performance against France when he got man of the match. Remember, he necked the bottle of Coke at the end. That was kind of funny, to be fair, but he I don't know. I think he just sums up Arsenal, and he's probably your best midfielder, bar Thomas Partey, which is the worst thing about it. I think he's absolutely muck.
He's pants, and like the thing with Xhaka that really annoys me as well is that people I've seen people say Xhaka had a top Euros. It's just not true.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's completely false.
It's completely false. First game against Italy, he was awful. Or second game against Italy, awful. Then game before that against Wales, bang average. Decent against Turkey. Good, very good against France. Didn't even play against Spain, and they almost beat Spain without him. So all of a sudden, because of a very good game against France, that now is extended into a very good Euros. Like this is the logic that people apply in modern. You can be good now. I saw someone say like Xhaka was I saw someone say on Twitter, even though Xhaka wasn't good for the first half for the first half of last season, he still had a great season for Arsenal. Now,
It's-
how
it's
can
all-
that actually?
it's-
How does that even make sense?
It's a short-term memory bias, though, and everyone's so stat-obsessed and form-based right now. It doesn't actually matter if you're semi-decent in the long run. Did he play good last 5 games? Yes, well, then he's top
Last
player.
2 games, so let's be honest.
Yeah.
Last 2
Yeah.
games. I would
It's
say,
outrageous.
I would say
Outrageous.
this isn't you, John, but Arsenal fans are by far the most deluded fans. I've always said this.
Oh, easy.
They are,
Easy.
because I don't feel sorry for Arsenal fans, because like when you see, I remember you bet us in the league last year or 2 years ago when we won the title. We had the league wrapped up and you bet us. I think Alisson made a mistake and so did Van Dijk. And then you bet us in the Charity Shield, and Arsenal fans were tweeting like, Arteta has figured out Klopp and he's finished Klopp and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Shit like this. And you're just like, it's so cringy.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans literally bring it on for themselves. It's too easy. Like, these are just falling and falling and falling.
You know what it is there, one guys. It's just I was saying it earlier. We did a show earlier. I broke it down like this. I said every club has 4 key elements to it, in my opinion: the players, the manager, the owner, and the fans.
Facts.
Out of those 4, Arsenal have 0 right. We have deluded fans. We have an owner who sees Arsenal as a side business. We have players who have awful mentality, weak, not good enough, and then we have a manager who's egotistical and actually doesn't know what he's doing. It's his first major job. So all 4 key elements at Arsenal are wrong. At Liverpool, you can make the case that the owners ain't good enough.
Yeah,
but at least you got a top-class manager, top-class players, and the fans pretty level-headed in most cases.
I would say the fans are. I would say I see.
Fans will never be perfect because of social media.
Yeah.
Fans will never be perfect because of social media.
I don't think there's any football team now recently. I don't want to get too much into it, but with the fans, just because of the amount of popularity, it's kind of increasing across social media. There's so many trolls now and everything. You can't really judge.
Some of it is funny. Like sometimes you like to get involved, but Arsenal fans are genuinely deluded. That's why I bring it up.
Sometimes I enjoy that Naby Keita is a god type comments.
I think Liverpool fans are bad for that, bigging up Naby Keita. He will be injured in about 5 games. He was getting bigged up after that Norwich game. I thought he was. We'll get onto it, but he will get injured in about 5 games and play maybe 10 more games this season.
But if he averages 10 step overs a game, surely he's top 5 midfielders in the world, no?
Yeah, I just have to say it about Arsenal fans, but even again, I see Laka and Aubameyang they're not going to play against Chelsea now as well.
What illness do they have? Does anyone still know what illness they have?
I think they just fell out with Arteta and they're just like,
illness.
I think so as well.
Ozolitis, because
I play for Arsenal disease.
Yeah, it's. I don't think they're gonna play again until Arteta's gone. So I think there's been a mass for Lacazette and Aubameyang, like best friends. You know what I mean? They're always off the pitch together. They're bros, kind of. So I think one thing happened there
that's really starting to annoy me now with football. I don't think we used to see it as much, but the amount of bitching and moaning these players do now and skipping games, like Kane, everyone just being. It's frustrating. I know they want to leave and everything, but just because you kick up a bit of a stink isn't going to do too much. You know what I mean? Because once that transfer window goes, and if you're not gone, you're still stuck with all them guys.
The days of putting your head down have kind of gone, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just now you can just drop your head and
be a bitch.
And in a way, it's as mad as it might sound. That's kind of what it is. And Dermo, me and Pete were chatting about it just before you jumped on, but Sky Sports were actually saying that apparently Barcelona won what's it called, Aubameyang, and they're willing to swap Coutinho for him. Just came out about 30 minutes ago.
So if it was true, I would snap their hand off if that is true.
It's it'll be it tells me
Coutinho no match football. And
I think Aubameyang's finished. I literally think Aubameyang is done.
Oh, Aubameyang is done.
I think he doesn't even care about football anymore. I think he just honestly doesn't care.
How does Coutinho come back?
Told me everything.
Was that a straight swap deal?
I
Or
think
big.
it was actually Coutinho and Barcelona giving Arsenal a little bit of cash.
As bad as Coutinho, as much as Coutinho has fallen, I think he's still above Arsenal right now. I think he could be
But how
going.
can he hasn't played match football in
he's
what,
still
2
Champions.
years?
Coutinho's still
Yeah,
Champions
2
League
years.
quality for me. I still think he's Champions League quality. Definitely.
But how can we judge?
I
Would you
still
guys take him
think.
back at Liverpool?
No.
I would, but Peter
No.
wouldn't.
Okay.
He
Coutinho
doesn't
was
suit our play though. He doesn't suit. He was one of my favorite players then. But where would you slot him in that Liverpool
I
team?
think we need a bit of creativity in the middle. I think he can play just behind.
But we don't play 10.
We play 4-2-3-1 occasionally. I think perfect squad player. I would take him back, but I know it'll never happen, sort of thing. But if Barcelona are looking at Aubameyang, then they really are finished. I think because that's one of the worst players they should be.
Aubameyang or Braithwaite?
That's one. Well, Braithwaite bagged a couple last night.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, he did.
At least he's interested in the games, because I actually don't even think Aubameyang would. I just don't think he cares about football anymore. He's gotten the 375k a week. I don't think he's going to leave. He's happy
Got the
on
goal,
that.
Lambo. He's winning. He's winning. But on Brentford, right? And I've seen a lot of people bigging up Brentford, and I've been following Brentford for years now. Ivan Toney as well.
Ivan Toney,
And
like,
match, by the way, Premier League debut.
Like it's a good team. It is a good team, but come on, the nonsense I seen being tweeted on Twitter after was outrageous. The most outrageous calls, and they're going to finish top half this season. They're going to do Sheffield United on it and stuff like this. Like, have you seen that squad, right? There's been players in that team who have on occasion been in the Premier League and have been proven to not be good enough, or proven to not be trusted by the club that they were up with.
Yeah.
This has actually happened. You look at Rico Henry, David Raya, guys like this who've actually been up there and haven't been given the opportunity, or have massively underperformed. But it's still going to be interesting to see, though, how they'll get on.
Yeah. What
a start, though.
Before we move to United, I didn't know they signed Ayer. I think he's a good player. I liked him at Celtic. I like him and Pontus Janssen. That's not bad at the back for them. I think that's a bit decent there. I've always liked that Janssen lad when he's at Leeds. He's a bit of a hardy hooer. Like that, you need lads like that. And Ayer has a bit of class about him. I think he's going to get a bit better. You know what I mean? Into it, like he could go to maybe in a few years he could go to Everton or something.
Like Everton,
Maybe that's
when you look at a team, I mentioned David Raya there. He has had Spanish caps. When he's on form, he's a very good keeper. He can lose the head though. Canos, Rico Henry, very good attacking fullbacks. Mbembo and Tony up top, obviously are the danger men. Like it isn't a bad squad. Like if you compare that to Norwich,
an exciting squad.
If you compare that to Norwich, like
I'm a bit worried for Norwich.
I'm a bit worried for Norwich. I think because Brentford plays such an expressive type of football, and they're always looking to move forward, and they're not negative. It's nice. It does remind you of Leeds. Maybe like
it's all about the gaffer for them. He seems like he's really fan favorite. Got them playing good, exciting football. But good start. I would not surprise me if Arsenal finish bottom half now after seeing that. And well, as you said, John, it all depends on how long Don Arteta stays, and the 4-year plan and stuff. But
the 4-year plan.
We'll move on to 12:30 game. Leeds United Leeds. United absolutely spanked them, to be honest.
And just before you get your cock out and Paul Pogba gets in the way and whatever, and Bruno Fernandes, can we just give a shout out to Mason Greenwood? Because this guy, man, I don't care. Yeah. Don't even look at me. I know we're going to come to the Pogba. We're going to come to the Pogba shrine.
I didn't even say his name. You said his name three times. But anyways,
look, who done the title today for the video? That's what I'm saying.
Pete Souness.
Yeah, Souness. Yeah, exactly.
No, I rate Pogba, but
why didn't he get 5 assists? Says Pete. Why did he not get 5 assists?
Yeah, why didn't he score the goals? Why didn't he assist?
Absolutely, Jacko. Absolutely, top 1 passer in the world, Jacko. But anyway, sorry, Pete, you were saying.
No, but I want to big up Greenwood. I was saying it last year. Greenwood needs to be in that 9. He needs to be in that 9. I think on this day, I don't know a better youngster than him in the 9, maybe bar, the obvious Haaland and them guys. But for like an absolute finisher and his movement, it's fantastic. I'm playing alongside Cavani and that he's going to get so much better, but he does need the assists, and the main man is going to provide them. I'm raging as well, Bruno, with that hat trick, because I was saying to everyone, Bruno's in for a poor season. Bruno's in for a poor season.
Yeah.
Shuts me up on the very first day of the season, and I can't do not even a penalty. Not even a penalty.
There were 3 good goals. Like that third
Quality.
goal was a cracking finish. He just slapped it in. Yeah, but we'll chat a bit about Pogba now, I think.
The stage is yours.
I'll go to John. What was the best pass? I thought the one to Greenwood was just the best. He literally the way a pass was just go finish that, son.
Yeah, I mean, obviously his first one was nice, and obviously his last one was a good pullback. But his first assist, his second one, the one for Greenwood, was just, it was so perfect. It was just outrageous how perfect it was. Like, it was perfect to the point where for less than half a second the defender thought he had it, but he didn't. That's how perfect.
Unbelievable. He's a magician.
Yeah, he was an unbelievable pass. And but like, I want to touch on quickly also about Greenwood. Like, I thought he was brilliant the whole game as well, and I think his finishing is. I don't even mind saying it. It might sound wild, but he is one of the best finishers I've seen. His finishing is ridiculous.
World class. It's world class.
It is literally everything you're taught to do from a youngster.
Left foot, right foot,
hard, bottom corner.
Well, it was literally in off the side. Sorry for cutting, but it was literally in off the side of the post. He couldn't have placed that better. Like that shot's unsavable. He made that shot look easy. That was a very tough finish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I remember that one. I don't know if it was in Anfield or Old Trafford. Remember, and the big Rashi played the ball across, I think it was, and Greenwood was coming in from the right, and Alisson's and he absolutely, like, that's every time the composure. It doesn't matter who he's playing. He's a bags man, and I don't know why he wasn't being utilized more last season and the season before as the 9, because he's okay. He can do a job on the wing, but you see how effective he is.
He's gotten a bit stronger.
His hold
up play wasn't. His hold up wasn't bad play. Like his hold up play looked better as well. Because the finishing isn't in doubt. He's basically 2-footed. Like, he's completely 2-footed. Because his right foot, he can do that no bother. I thought, though, what I would say is Man United did spank Leeds last year, and if there was ever a perfect game for United to play in Old Trafford with the 80,000 fans or whatever, 70,000 fans against Leeds side, who's just going to try man mark them, it was a perfect game. It wasn't really surprised that they spanked them, to be honest, because if they man mark, they're literally, United just have better players, miles better players. I think Calvin Phillips was actually a big loss because I think he man marked Bruno the last time they played and it was 0-0. So I'm not saying if he was playing they could have got, but you know what I mean. If he was playing, I think it would have been a different game just because he could have stifled Bruno. But
what I know,
did have Pogba in my fancy team, I will say.
Bielsa's a fantastic coach and everything, but what is his obsession with trying to play Rodrigo in midfield?
Yeah, in the little
it doesn't work.
He's just not. And he takes him off really early. He seems to always do. Surely he's learned his lesson.
Like
they could even, I think even Rafinha in the 10 could do a job with that bit of free roam, and because they could have Harrison and the other, your man Firpo maybe on the other side. I know he's only new, but. Rodrigo was a striker. He's not a camera. He's like tries to play like a little centre forward role or something. And it's just.
But even say starting Helder Costa on the wing and putting Jack Harrison in, because you can just see like Rodrigo is not suited for that, and Jack's comment. Who you saying is better, Martial and Cavani?
Nah,
not for me.
See, to be fair, no, I don't agree with that. But it's actually not really an outrageous statement if you actually.
No, it's not. That's what I mean. That's why I'm saying Greenwood. It wasn't even that. It was just Solskjaer saying like all the boys were like, start Cavani had. If you want Greenwood to develop more, he's got to be playing game time. He's got to be playing in the 9. There's no point keep playing him in the wing. You're going to have a situation again with the likes of Martial and Rashford. They don't know where they are. I don't know if I'm a winger. I don't know if I'm a striker.
Yeah,
play him in the 9 every time he's playing.
Yeah, Greenwood should just play number 9. I think moving forward.
Yeah.
I think I get Jack's point. I think obviously Martial obviously did have a brilliant season 2 years ago, number 9. And last season he was off.
When
very
Martial's
off.
on it, he's a very, very skillful.
He's a
And
top.
he's
Martial's looking like Ashley Young with that new haircut. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
his
lie.
haircut is mad. I don't know what's going on there.
He had
I
a
don't know
lovely
what's
fade
going
going there. He had a lovely little
Yeah.
fade going. I don't think it suits him at all. But if he balls out, United fans be happy. Before we go to Chelsea, because I know Ike there is mad to talk about the Champions of Europe. Like, where do you think we said United would finish fourth, but they could easily finish third? Because you know what I mean.
Let's be real.
You know what I mean?
I think anyone who we said, I think between Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, I couldn't argue putting anyone there in the top 4 in any order.
Yeah.
In any order.
I think, as always with United, if like Conte was their manager, I would personally have them second favourites for the title, maybe even first favourites, because their squad is, I think it's like the second or third best squad in the league. The lads that they don't play, you know what I mean? I think it's always with the manager. I think it will come to it. Ole just won't have, because again, I don't think they were really like playing. I think that was just literally Pogba and Bruno just balling out. I don't think it was like, United were free flow. I think it was just literally Pogba just literally absolutely balling, Bruno just smacking them in. I honestly think it was nothing to do with Solskjaer. I know they won 5-1.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. You need a DM. Look who's on your bench.
Donny van de Beek. Matic. But if United had, as I said, a top manager like Zidane, even, no one would be talking about this DM, because they'd have found a way around it. Like Klopp needs so much, but we still look like a fluid enough team.
Yeah.
Tuchel didn't have his players last season. I know he had a good squad, but they still look like a fluid team. I think that's a load of horseshit. Like, they need a CDM. They need
look at us, right? We have a world class DM. You know, one of the best in the world. Then you look at the rest of the guys. We've got Regista or whatever they're called in Thiago, the quarterback. Regista, him, and then we've 2 number 8s. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no versatility in our midfield, and at times them 8s have had to play as 10s, as 6s.
That's
Thiago's had to play as an 8.
Back. I know.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think for like, if we could get him easy enough in, I would take him 100%. But I think just if you had to go out of your way and you had to pay big wages and to bring him back in,
I know what you're saying.
Like that, but
I know what you're saying. I think just to finish up on United, all I would say is I actually, in my predictions for the season, I had them finishing 4th as well. It was very close. Like, it's like you said, it can be any order really.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is that I'm still not convinced by Solskjaer. We all know what United's main weaknesses are. Low blocks, they don't know how to break them down because they don't have the tactics to. And so that's the only thing I would say. I would just hesitate because Leeds are a perfect opponent for Man United. So
they play right into their hands.
Yeah,
they literally play right into their hands.
For United.
I'm not trying to take it away from United, whatever. It's sounding salty. It was a great win and it was a great performance from the lads. But that's what I mean. Breaking down them low blocks. Unless Pogba, Bruno, or somebody.
Well, I think with Sancho as well, he can do that a bit as well. Sancho
he will help.
Oh yeah,
he will help.
You don't need why should they have to rely on individual brilliance there when you have a manager who can set up stuff so you can face these low blocks like a world-class manager would do? But
and you know, the only last thing I will say about United as well is that obviously last season their home form wasn't the best, and I've heard a few United fans saying now the fans are back in the stadium, we'll do a lot better at home.
I agree.
United need to remember that they also were unbeaten at home last season, away from home. That's not going to happen again. We've seen already this weekend the impact that fans make. We saw Watford beat Aston Villa at home. Are we convinced they would have beat them last year with no fans in the stadium at home? I'm not sure about that. Tottenham beating Man City 1-0 at home. Would that happen with no fans in the stadium? I'm not sure. So that's
fans are
thing
massive. Fans are massive.
Huge. Fans are huge.
Massive.
Brentford being Arsenal.
Like Brentford, that was. No, I know Arsenal are poor, but let's be honest, the fans still did play a massive.
Look at the difference they made for Sheffield United. Look at the
absolutely.
difference.
Bramall Lane was a bit of a
So
fortress there.
Bramall Lane was a fortress. So that's the only thing why if I'm United, I would almost take this as a great win. Perfect start to the season. Could not have been better. But let's just keep humble, keep consistent. Because as
Ryan
Ryan, I
knows.
hope as he's saying there, while all is there, nah, not for me.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. If I was United's fans, I'd be excited because of
I'll be
their squad
excited,
is sick. They have
yeah,
such ballers, like they have such household ballers. Varane getting announced there as well, but
yeah.
we'll go on.
Yeah.
Before we
yeah.
go on Chelsea, any comments on Burnley Brighton?
No, sorry.
No, I mean none
Which-
none
Graham Potter
whatsoever.
masterclass, but all I'll say is Tarkowski could have killed Mopai there. I don't know if you've watched Match of the Day. I watched it
Yeah.
last
I need
night.
to see that tonight. I heard about it.
Tarkowski just shoved him and he was like, no, there's no way that's a foul. Pure Sean Dyche save pass football. Literally, just if there was ever a Burnley goal, John, literally, this is it. Just ball comes in. Neil Mopai, probably the smallest man on the pitch. Tarkowski's like, he was in my way, just shoved him to the ground. But
you guys know me, man. I'm here. I've been waiting for 5-6 years for Burnley to go down.
as long as Dyche is there, and like they're just not going down, I'm afraid. But
I know, but I got hope. Man.
Graziano Potterino, man.
Hey,
Big up this man. Big up this man. He's a funny guy.
Speaking facts, that's flawless, his friend. Absolute Graziano Potterino. But we're on to Chelsea now. Mark played a nice round of golf with him there. My golf partner let him down today, but he's just acquired Rom in the draft himself. And we'll talk about their 3-0 against Palace. First of all, I'll just say about Palace, I think Vieira is going to be the first manager to go.
Terrible.
Vieira is the first man to go. My dad actually said it as well. I didn't even say to him. He came in much about 10 minutes to me. He just said to me, they're not going to realize how much they'll miss Roy Hodgson because I think he worked.
But I think Roy Hodgson was in maybe the 7th or 8th biggest earner out of the managers in the Premier League last season, which was 100% deserved, though. I think, I'd call this now. I think Palace could go down. I'm not even joking.
I think I picked them to go down. I think they'll go down.
No, I had a good look at the squad. I had a good look at the squad after that game, watching that game, and I was like these are poor. These are
to be fair, they were
poor.
missing your man Conor Gallagher, who's a decent Premier League standard player. He couldn't because he's he would improve. They're missing him. They have somewhat. Eze is out. He got a bad injury last year. To be fair, that's a massive loss. I think he's very good. So
but he came in with that 4-4 starting Schlupp on left. Schlupp is nowhere near standard.
My issue with what Vieira did is that Roy Hodgson, a lot of Palace fans complain about him because they saw him as too defensive, right? My issue with Vieira is you got Chelsea away. It's a first game, free swing. Try and show something a little bit different. Because all I got from watching, because I watched that game, all I got from watching that game is bad vibes. I just got the type of vibes of,
they were so rigid.
Same thing Roy Hodgson did. It's not
but
going to
worse.
work. But worse, they had zero attacking threat. And it's I just didn't get it. For me, I didn't get it. Chelsea played very well. Not going to take anything away from them. But Palace,
no.
I am worried. I am worried about Vieira. I can't lie. I didn't have them as my. I think in my free to go down, I had Brentford, Norwich, and who was my last one? I had Southampton. But I'm worried about them.
I've said that as well. I'm extremely worried about Southampton too.
I'm worried about Southampton.
That's probably true. Let's be honest. Would you say this is kind of fair? I don't know. Personally, I don't know what he actually did at Nice. Did he? I know he was at he was at City and then academy or something, and he went to America, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
New York City.
I suppose he didn't do well there either. No. I would say Jackson.
I think he did all right with Nice first season because wasn't he managing Balotelli? And they did a decent the first season, and then after that, it literally went bad. It went bad after that.
Yeah.
It's a strange one. It is a strange one, that appointment. I think even the likes of Henry, I know Henry's looking to get back into the game. He had an okay stint, I think, with Montreal, was it?
Yeah.
He left because of family reasons and stuff like that. But
Belgium as well. He was with Belgium, but
I don't know why
I
a
don't
guy
know.
like him is overlooked, because he has said on many occasions he's looking to get back in the job. Vieira, it's not even a similar team, Nice to like Palace. I don't know what you need at Palace, but it's Vieira definitely isn't the
You
answer.
just need to get to Zaha and Eze, and just let's be honest. But
no, but they need a full rebuild. But there's no money been put in for it, so it's a tough situation for any manager, really.
Yeah,
well, big up Chelsea though. Chelsea just looks so fluid and efficient. They're just.
That's why I said they're my favorites for winning.
The squad is so solid. I still have City. I know they lost yesterday. I still have them as my slight favorites to win the title. I just think City are inevitable these days. But if I'll bring that comment up.
Delete Mark from the chat.
But, I saw that one as well.
Delete him.
But Frankie Lamps, as I always say, this podcast was built on Frank Lampard's slander. Frank Lampard is a fraud was our first ever title. If you ever want to go back and watch that one, 2 shows later he was sacked. So yeah, Mystic Max. But what I would say is Chelsea are just so efficient and fluid, and it's kind of like City, where it doesn't matter who plays for them, because it could be Pulisic, it could be Havertz. Didn't even start the other day. I think he's their best player, attacking player anyways. Ziyech, who was their best player in preseason, supposedly didn't even play. He was injured. They had Pulisic there. They had Timo there. They had Mason Mount. I just think they have a lovely squad. I think Jorginho was a class act. Kovacic, but we give a little shout out to that Chalobah lad, because I've heard of him because of his brother at Watford. I knew he had another brother in the academy, but I've never seen him play. I see him in that Super Cup and he looked good. And then, let's be honest, he had nothing really to do defensively, but he slapped that one in. Lovely little finish. I was delighted for him. The way he went down, you know what I mean? You could tell it meant loads. And you could tell the players were absolutely buzzing for him. They're kind of, they sprinted over sort of thing. So, I don't like Chelsea, but it's good to see. And I think with Big Rom coming in, I think that's a guaranteed 20 Premier League goals. Whether you like watching them or not, I think that's 20 Premier League goals in the bag. And if they won the title, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I just have City slightly ahead of them.
Looking at the team, sorry to cut you off, but it's phenomenal. Even the depth, like bringing on Emerson, that's a guy who's just won the Euros, who didn't really look out of place when Spinazzola got injured. You got the experience of Alonso and Azpilicueta mixed with the youth of Mason, and Tuchel is doing an unbelievable job. He has that team so well run; it's unbelievable. They have for me, they're favorites, clear favorites, not clear, but. Clear is a bit strong, but
bit
of a Gary Neville. Ooh,
yeah.
I got them. I got Chelsea finishing second. Would it surprise me if they win the league? No. Lukaku, I think, as Dermo said, I think you both said it. He will guarantee you around 20 goals, because he will instantly take over the penalty duties, I think, as well. He will just take it. So he will guarantee you that. His track record proves 143 Premier League goals to date. So
143 Premier League already.
As far as last check, I think it was 143. Wow. Someone in the chat correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it was around 143. I mean, he was around for not a long time.
Oh yeah, West Brom, Everton,
West Brom, Everton, Chelsea,
he was
Man United. So he's had his fair share of games, but still 143 is still very impressive.
What's Shearer's record? I know I'm getting
260.
a bit.
260.
Yeah, okay. Lukaku's 28. I think maybe no, but
he won't reach Shearer. But he will finish as the third. If he stays at Chelsea for 4 or 5 years, he will finish as the third highest of all time, because I think Harry Kane will beat Shearer's record. What I will say is that Lukaku, as good as he was at Inter, may not be as good at Chelsea as people think he's going to be, just because of the way Inter played really suited his style of play. In terms of the counter-attacking football really suits him. Chelsea are more measured in their approach. So that's where some of his weaker aspects of his game may come out more, but he will still score goals for them regardless. I think, like you said, they've got a beautiful balance right now, and they're a bit like a machine at the moment in the sense that
efficient.
they just tick very well, efficient.
So well run.
The way everyone moves around, just like they know what they're gonna do. They know the next thing, the next pass they're gonna make, the next run they're gonna make. And even though sometimes you might be watching them, and you're like, okay, I'm not sure where the next chance is coming from. Boom, out of nowhere, right, wrong.
So they're so well coached.
Boom.
I feel like they're prepared for absolutely any situation that will occur.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They can play a few. That three at the back, I think, makes them so solid. I want to give a shout out to Rudiger. I think Rudiger has been quality for about a year now.
Massive.
Maybe not a year, maybe about 6 or 7 months. I know we didn't have a great Euros, maybe, but I think with Chelsea, Chelsea, like he's a perfect centre. Sorry, he's a bit of a dog, as in he'll happily
he's like a fit Matip.
Yeah, he's well more aggressive than Matip. I think he's totally different to Matip. I think he's just a really solid defender and a bit of a dog. Like he'll happily nail you. For anyone, he reminds me a bit of anyone who knows a bit of Gaelic football and a bit of a John Smaller, like from this Gaelic football, John. But like, just he's good at nailing a lad, but getting away with it, kind of. You know what I mean? You know, he can be a bit dirty, but he can kind of make it look unintentional. That's what I'm trying to say. But
he knows how to live on the line.
Yeah, on the edge, which is watch out. But I want to bring up this comment. Big up to Raphael. Hello, my friends. Here in Brazil, we think that Europeans don't care about the Club World Cup. There are rumors that teams play against their will. I think it's not taken as seriously as others.
No,
but
not at all.
I'll say for myself, because Liverpool, I don't think Liverpool had won it before they won it 2 years ago. I was absolutely buzzing when we bet Flamengo a couple of years ago. One, because we haven't won it, and like it's a trophy you'll rarely get to win, because obviously you have to win the Champions League to be in that competition. But what I do know, and what I noticed when you play the Brazilian teams, they're so much more up for it than the European teams. They're absolutely pumped for it. I could remember it went to extra time. It was a really tight game. We played Flamengo.
Yeah. If you're still around, Raphael, you can forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't that like the epitome of South American football and whatnot? Like you wait for this Club World Cup, and that's the epitome of the year, or whatever.
It's the winner of the South American Champions League that plays that. Yes. So Argentina, Brazil, you know what I mean. And I've seen some of them games highlights. They're so intense. The passion for football there is unbelievable. The only reason they're not top teams is because obviously whenever you get like a Neymar or Robinho, they're just gone to Europe because
there's too much money in Europe.
Like your best players just that's the problem. But no, I would say. Me personally, I was absolutely buzzing when we won that, but it's not taken as seriously. Remember, we had to play a League Cup game. We had to play the kids. That was the FA's fault, making it look. You know what I mean? Klopp had no choice. We had to literally field 2 squads in 2 days because. But yeah, I would say we don't take it as serious as the South American teams. I'd say that's probably a fair.
I think it's fair, but I think it's still very nice to win. I think.
It's a really unique competition. It's really cool.
A different feel to it. Yeah. So
you have to think
nice
about how big it is in regards for the branding of the club and everything. That's massive. Breaking into them American markets is always massive for any club. So I think in regards against their will, maybe the fans were not too enthusiastic about it at times, but for the club, it's a great honor because not only you're winning silverware, but you're going to increase the brand and money and everything. So
what I did notice when Liverpool won that, how buzzing Fabinho, Alisson, and Firmino were. Like the Brazilians were absolutely buzzing when they won that. It was you could they celebrated well more. They were literally like they'd won another Champions League or a title or something. So it's definitely the South Americans are definitely really passionate about that. You know what I mean? But it's probably not taken as serious as I think it should be because it's still a really cool, unique trophy. It's only a once in a lifetime trophy unless you're like Real Madrid or something like that.
Literally, but and even and you see where Real Madrid, you see how seriously they always took
it. They're absolutely buzzing to win it. Like Ramos,
always
full strength, go balls out to win that. Mayo for Sam, of course. But We'll move on to Liverpool slightly. I think it was a decent 3-0 win, but I think we were getting slightly overrated. I thought it was just nice and efficient. It was a perfect game for Virgil, just to kind of get back. Just let's be honest, it was an easy game. Norwich, for me, the ultimate yo-yo club, as we said in our preview. I think they're going straight back down. But I don't know if you even watched that, John.
I watched it.
Yeah, what did you think? We looked decent, but I think not more than that.
I think sometimes in football you just need to go somewhere, get the job done, and go home. And I think that's exactly what Liverpool did. I think they didn't need to break really stride out of third gear. I just thought you guys did the job. I thought Salah was sharp. I thought Mane was sharp as well. I thought Trent looked good. Van Dijk didn't really need to try, to be honest. It was a stroll in the park. Firmino made a difference when he came on. I think he has to start up front. I know Liverpool fans really like Jota, but he's not good enough to play up top. He doesn't have the hold-up play. So he needs to fight for one of the positions on the wings. I think it takes away from Liverpool when Firmino is not there. I know he doesn't score enough goals, but for Salah and Mane, Firmino is critical. And even Kimikaz, or I think if that's how you pronounce his name, on the left, on left back.
He looked a bit dodgy.
Funny one with him.
He looked a bit dodgy, to be honest.
He was a bit dodgy defensively. He got spun a couple times. He looked decent in possession. But
see,
it's not
one thing.
Not bad. I thought Liverpool looked decent. Good start.
One thing I'm going to say here. I see I talking about Chelsea again, but Chelsea won 3-0 and we won 3-0. But I looked at Chelsea's win and I looked at our win, and you're kind of, you know what I mean? There's a lot left to be desired from us. Like you said, we did go in, we got the job done, and we were comfortable. But I really want to be making a mark this year, because I'm not going to settle for top four. Won't be enough this year.
I don't. I'm sick of that. We made top. Like, as I was saying to Peter on our last, we're Liverpool. At the end of the day, we are Liverpool. I think you can argue between, I think it's Liverpool United, who's the biggest team in England. I think it's definitely we're the top two biggest teams. So we should be title or bust. Like, we should be proper tight title champions.
Premier League era, we haven't been great, but now it's time. We've won our league, we've won our Champions League. It's time to kick on. It's time to kick on. You have to keep going. You have to keep going. More money needs to be put in. Something needs to happen. We need to sign someone else. We're not going to. Someone needs to be brought in January. You have to give Klopp something to work with. There's no way Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'm sorry. There's no way Oxlade-Chamberlain
and Naby Keita
should be in. Would they get in their Chelsea
mid-table
squad?
Standard. No, Ox is mid-table standard. The thing is, what I would say is, Thiago and Thiago played in. We had a challenge game against Aston Villa there.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So Thiago was playing that, so he'll be back for the next game. Like, let's be honest, John. Fabinho, like, if Thiago and Fabinho were playing that game, I think we could have won that like 6 or 7-0. Honestly, I think we would have just, like, because we couldn't absolutely dominate the midfield because the Ox. You know what I think of Kate, but the Ox especially, they can't just like dominate midfield. No. They're not them players.
Look at this.
Milner as well. It was Ox, Milner, and
Naby Keita.
That's worrying. That's worrying for Norwich.
That is average. But what I would say is Thiago, Fabinho to come into that. Even Curtis Jones I think he's a lot better than the Ox. Is just
Ox is not good enough.
Ox just needs space, and he's a power player. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ryan. My dad always says about him as well. He just thinks Ox is technically very average. He's just. He has. I wouldn't say he's been an absolute flop for us, because he's had some decent moments. You know what I mean? He's been okay, but he's just bang averge, and
he's done nothing different to what he was doing at Arsenal.
I couldn't agree more. Just erratic, injury prone. Just not. He's just not good enough.
That's our midfield, which is an obvious problem. Yes, we all know that's an obvious problem. We've said that for years. Tomiskas coming on for Robertson. I just mentioned the Chelsea's depth in the fullback position. You know, you've got Aspilicueta and Alonso who can play either side. You've got Emerson coming on. You've got Ben Chilwell coming on, and then you look at that. Tomiskas, Ryan. I don't even care. I don't think Dermo will agree with this. I have never been a Joe Gomez fan.
No, I think
ever,
I don't
ever.
think
I won't say
that's
worst
harsh,
player at the
though.
club.
I think that's harsh.
Yeah,
though.
worst
that is
player at the club is
harsh.
harsh.
I think Ryan's just a harsh guy. Like he just gives his opinion as it is, which I like to see.
it.
But
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
I like to see if he doesn't like a player, he doesn't. I'm a bit like that myself. I think Joe Gomez is our worst centre back, bar
Yeah.
like Phillips and obviously Virgil 1, Matip 2. I haven't seen a lot of Kanate, but I'm still saying from what I've seen, he's better than Joe Gomez.
Yeah,
I'd have him fourth in that thing.
I don't rate Joe Gomez.
At the end of the day,
Matip is underrated.
Quality player.
Severely underrated.
Matip is a good defender.
You know, Matip was in the year Balotelli won Golden Boy. He was in for
big up Gordo.
He was in for Golden Boy as well. Like if he stayed fit his whole career, he could have been something special.
It's the biggest if ever, though.
But come on, he's a free transfer. That's still one of the greatest free transfers.
It is.
That is a great free transfer.
I don't think Matip is underrated. I think Matip's quality on the ball, and he's just solid defensively.
He is underrated.
I think
he is underrated,
especially by the pundits. I don't like the way the pundits speak about him. They almost make a joke out of his injuries, and he gets a lot of injuries.
The thing
he
with
is
Matip,
mad injury prone. But when you guys almost won the league a couple of years ago, 18-19,
phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
No,
and even the year after that, when you won the league, like when he plays, he's superb.
And his passing ability is fantastic.
If Matip thing is, Matip doesn't get hyped because he's not English and he has Virgil beside him, so no one talks about him. Gomez only gets a bit of credit because he's English. Let's be honest. But Gomez was only 3 million from Charlton, so he's still been a class signing if you actually deep that as well. He's worth about 30 million now at least. Well, realistically, he's worth 50 million if Ben White is worth 50 million.
Yeah, but guys, if you want to know what the English,
he's better than Ben White.
No.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's just as good. He's at least as good as Ben White.
At least as good, yeah.
He's at least as good, Peter. Ben White has done nothing. Gomez has done well more in his career than Ben White.
No, I'm going to bring up championship, but Ben White did have a fantastic.
I don't care about the championship.
No, Pete,
get a grip with your Peter. Just because you're a champion.
Pete, don't do it. Don't do it.
No, but Gomez.
Let's not go there.
At least Ben White's fit as well. I'd give Gomez 40 million max.
No, if Ben White is 50 million, Gomez is 50.
Gomez is 40.
But Ben White is not 50.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, but if in this market where pick up Ryan.
Man's being harsh. He's got an agenda.
No, but in the market where Ben White is 50 million. I want to bring this. Gomez is 40 max, but anyway, we're not talking about that.
Whoa! Ike is gonna be mad there. Ike, what's going on here?
He's getting salty, but he's saying, what? That 18-19 season was literally his best season. He was second in the Ballon d'Or and won Premier League Player of the Year. So I will consider that world class, and he won the Champions League and got man of the match in the Champions League final. So I will consider that year world class
as one of the best centre back performances.
I would consider that above world class. That was the year he came second in the Ballon d'Or to Messi.
No, he was best in the world that year. He was the best in the world that year.
He came second in the Ballon d'Or.
He was the best.
No, he came second to Ronaldo.
Oh, Ronaldo was it? Sorry.
Messi came third.
Okay, yeah. One Premier League. One Premier League Player of the Year, and
he won UEFA the chance final. He won the European one, whatever that one is.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
But I always forget what that one is.
Ike is trolling.
Ike is like your brother Ed when it's with Henri and stuff. But we'll go on to. I feel like we could chat about these centre backs for hours. But I want to move on.
Guy who knows ball but always has that one terrible opinion in his locker.
A bit like Ed, to be honest.
Yeah,
he just has that agenda. But what I would say, big up to you, Ike, though. Look. You could be
better than Van Dijk.
Yeah, you could be celebrating the title this year. So as long as Chelsea are balling, I'm sure they'll be happy out. But we'll finish off with City and Tottenham. I only seen the highlights of this game. I had a match myself, but City. John, you watched that game, did you?
Yeah, I watched that game. Yeah.
What
last one before we go on?
I can't even reply to that, to be honest.
John is right here. John is an Arsenal fan. John could agree that was not a fluke.
I mean, yeah, listen, Ike, man, I can't lie. I don't know what's going on right now, but listen, I understand you're feeling good, right? You're feeling good right now. Chelsea won the Champions League, so I respect you. But
yeah, you're champion of Europe. I'm not
you know your football. You know your football, Ike. So you know that it wasn't a fluke. It doesn't mean he's going to do something to that level again, but it's very hard to have that season again as a centre back. To be honest, like
basically impossible. Let's be honest.
Basically impossible, yeah. But yeah, no, the City game. Yeah, I actually watched that because I actually had football yesterday as well. I came back just in time for the game, and I thought City started off well. First 10-15 minutes, passed the ball sharply, and then they just went into. I don't even know. They just started passing the ball around, doing nothing, and Spurs gradually got into the game. They started having some nice counterattacks. Lucas and Bergwijn were carrying the ball well on the wings. Son was a threat up top, and slowly and surely Spurs took over. And I think Spurs actually deserved to win the game. By the end, City didn't really look that threatening. I thought Sterling was poor on the left. I thought Ferran Torres wasn't good up front, but he's not a striker. Mars was very poor yesterday. Grealish had some nice touches, but he's going to need to get out of that tendency of holding onto the ball too long. This is not Aston Villa anymore. You got to pass it a bit quicker. Gundogan, I thought, was a bit poor yesterday. And Benjamin Mendy, that guy, listen,
he's everything but a footballer. He's a social media influencer. Benjamin Mendy. He honestly is
absolutely shocking defender.
All his medals should be stripped from him. All them Premier Leagues should be stripped. I just have to say that, but because
why isn't Zinchenko starting?
I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure Zinchenko will be back soon because I actually rate Zinchenko. I think he's a very tidy footballer.
Quality summer as well. He had a quality summer.
He's good vibes, Mendy. Yeah, look, that's fair enough. But
his vibes. Yeah.
Did you see? You know, since Tottenham joined that stadium, City have played there 4 times, have not scored, and Tottenham have bet them every time.
What's that? Pep Guardiola just got bet by the Harry Kane team without Harry Kane.
Like, since he said that, they've lost 4 times in a row at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and not scored. I think that's a mad. They literally are. I was chatting to a Spurs fan yesterday. He was very confident they'd win.
Big up.
And like, he's actually. I'd like to say he's not deluded, but like he was he said 1-0 Spurs and he was sure, but he actually backed it. But I don't know. I still think
Breener.
City are the favourites for the top. Yeah, it was Breener. Yeah, Breener used to work. Big Spurs fan, but I don't know. They just have their number. I think it's one of them. It's just one of them things in football when they just can't beat them. It's just like one of them. You can't even explain it because it's a different manager now. It's not. It's been like 3 different managers: Jose, Poch, and Nuno. So it's not even like a manager thing. I think it's just it's one of them hoodoos or something. The Tottenham Hotspur hoodoo. They can get a trophy for that. Maybe we bet City 4 times in a row. But
that's Spurs' trophy
without Harry.
Son loves the goal against City as well. That was another tidy finish. Just a little. But let's be honest. What did you make of What did you make of? Are you watching Harry Kane? 60,000 Spurs fans saying that. I have to rate that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're singing that now. If he goes, they're not going to be singing that once.
No, that's what I mean. With all this drama, it's so stupid, and all this shit can just boil over in the matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think the silence around the Harry Kane situation, I just find it weird. Like,
he's shaking his ass for Pep, and Pep doesn't seem to want it. So
I think Pep does want them.
150 mil though. 150 mil.
Pep's not paid. It's not coming out of Pep's bank account. So I honestly don't think
Pep even them oil boys they looked up. They had to look up at 150. Sure.
I reckon they're probably waiting to sell like a Bernardo and a Jesus for like 70
possibly
million, something like that.
And Mendy.
After that, if you can get anything for him, and then just go all out and
just melt down his medals and sell them.
Yeah,
they come along with him.
It's a lot of good medals, to be fair to him.
Yeah, 3 Prems, a World Cup.
A World Cup. That man has been living off his teammates, like, honestly.
He is, literally, man. He needs to thank his teammates at the end of his career because
he's the banter man. What if The guys need him. The guys need him pre-match.
The guy just vibes.
Yeah, he gets the boys up for the game.
I respect it still. He just vibes.
Yeah. Look, he made living out of it. We can't complain.
Yeah. I wish I could do what he's doing.
Yeah, but facts.
I'll ask you this: does Kane go? How much does he go for? Breener was saying yesterday the Spurs that he actually wouldn't care. He's come to the stage. He was like, he obviously hates Levy. Most Spurs fans do, but he said, "Look, if Levy was to just let Kane rot in the reserves and not play him, and then sell him for 60 million next year, he would actually clap Levy." It's just one of them. It's one of them things that. But I was saying to him, surely if Kane doesn't get his move, and he scores a screamer in the North London derby to win it, and he starts banging goals,
he's the god again.
They'll be happily cheering his name. Let's be honest. Football is.
We've seen it before. We've seen it before. Football's an emotional going, but I think Harry Kane will go to City, and I think he'll go for about 140-ish. I think he'll go by the end.
It's mad.
I think he's going to go. That's kind of why I still think City will win the title, because I think even if Kane doesn't go, I still would have them as slight favourites. But if he goes, I just think that's 25
with Big Rom in London.
No, I think if he goes, that's still 25 goals. If he goes, it's 25 goals guaranteed, in my opinion. If he stays relatively fit.
Yeah.
But I just think, I know City didn't win yesterday, but they were missing De Bruyne. They're missing. Who else were they missing? You know what I mean? They're getting up to speed. I wouldn't make too much of that, because remember, like, they did get slapped 5-2 by Leicester last year, like in the third game or something. So I just think City these days, as I was saying to Peter, every year now I go into a season, I just have in my head City are going to win. It's kind of like United back then. They're just kind of inevitable. You know what I mean? You just know they have 15 wins in a row in them. They can do it. Like, they've been there, done that sort of thing. So I don't know.
Before we round up, can we please take a look at that banging game that was on Sunday? Newcastle West Ham, my favorite game of the weekend for sure.
Oh yeah.
I only seen bits of it myself, but
I only saw the highlights of that. I only saw the highlights.
Unbelievable game. So break out of the blocks, Callum Wilson, St. Maximan. My God, when he turns it on, he turns it on. Oh my days, the man is sick. He was absolutely sick. West Ham were so sluggish to start off. Terrible. Ben Rama had a fantastic game though, but so second half, and they just came straight out. I actually would have put everything I own nearly on Newcastle to seal that out at halftime. But
with Steve Bruce, let's be honest, like Bruce is probably the worst manager in the league, probably.
Could be.
Top three worst managers, Brucey Ball. But
top three easy.
Like Arteta, let's not go into that.
It's nice seeing Ben Rama perform again, because he's, Jesus Christ, another guy on his day, fantastic, and obviously Big Antonio, man's a monster. Missed his penalty, but Tommy cleaned up from Zuchek with the little rebound. But man, it was an exciting game for West Ham, but I still I hate to be so negative, I still can't see them finishing anywhere near Europe.
It's one of them where it's one of them because they're in Europe and they don't have the squad.
I think they'll do really good now. I think they'll have a really good start, and the second Europe properly kicks in.
Have they signed anyone?
Just Areola.
That's a loan as well.
That's a loan, that's not good enough, man. You see that even those owners, what are they doing?
Imagine the money they're after getting.
I know. I couldn't agree more. Them owners have been known for that, though. I think Moyes has just done such an exceptional job.
The thing that baffled me as well was, Areola's been playing most of the pre-season, and they made a big deal about signing him, and then they start Fabianski first game.
Yeah, look, I don't know, Pete. You are the goalkeeping expert, and I know you've always been a big fan of Areola.
Who else I've been a big fan of? The two goalies.
Just say, I did snap you before we finish up. Your guy, Freddie Woodman. Finally gets a start for Newcastle.
Big Freddie Woodman. I have your Swansea jersey. You done a great privilege over there.
And conceded
Wales.
4 goals on his debut.
Come on, it's levels.
4
it's
goals
levels.
on his debut. 4 goals on his debut.
It's start off the good players, save them for next year. St. Patrick's Athletic.
I had to bring that up, but no, that is the link to Real Ball Talk's latest video. Just click onto that and you can just subscribe to the channel there. Just like that's the latest video. So, like we've done endless videos with the guys. The other members of Real Ball Talk have parent duties, unlike us. So John's repping. John is repping them, but nah, it's a class channel. The boys,
it's chill. It's chill. It's like what we do on this channel. Not
unfortunately for them, they're all Gooners fans, so they can get a bit stressed.
Yeah, it's funny
so as well, but
it is funny at times.
It is funny. Jaleel beat Arteta in. It's the process, all that sort of stuff. But we'll wrap it up there. We'll say thanks to John for coming on as usual. Like that was a class show. It's great to be back in the swing things, to be honest. Looking forward to this all day, setting up the stream. It's just nice to be back. Yeah, we're edging towards that 400 mark, so get us there. If you're new, just cheeky little sub. It's free. We'll get to 400 soon, onwards and upwards.
100%. 100%, man. Great show, man. Big up everyone that tuned in as well.
Yeah. I'm liking them lives. I like the interaction with the comments and stuff. So, quality show. Anything to say?